Welcome back to Community Kitchen. Today on the menu we have cheese biscuits. Alright, gonna start right away. I've already set my oven at 400 Fahrenheit, so that's warmed up. I've took a cookie sheet, put a parchment paper on it. I'm gonna be ready. This recipe is gonna make about 12-14 biscuit size. A good size one. First, my dry ingredient, I'm gonna have 2 cups of flour. This is mostly white flour, but there's a bit of whole wheat flour in it. I'll have it often mixed up in my thing to add a little bit more fiber. 2 of this, baking powder, tablespoon of baking powder. So this is what we call a quick bread, does not have yeast. The rising agent is the baking powder. Then we have salt, gonna have a teaspoon of salt. There we go. And optional is garlic powder. For a little bit more flavor, I'm gonna do half a teaspoon in this recipe. So I'm gonna stir this up. All right, that's really quick. Then I'm gonna prepare my wet ingredient, so my liquid ingredient. So I have, the recipe said 2/3 of a cup of buttermilk. You could just use milk, that's not gonna be an issue. Buttermilk though, if you don't have some and you wanna do something that's pretty close, there's the little substitutions you can do. So for a whole cup of milk, you would have a cup of milk and a tablespoon of vinegar. In this recipe, I need 2/3 cup of liquid, so I put just under 2/3 of a cup of my milk, and I'm gonna add 2 teaspoons. Because how many teaspoons is there in a tablespoon? 3. So if I have 2/3 of a cup, and then I need 2/3 of a tablespoon, so 2 teaspoons. Is that confusing? Anyway, we'll get there. So what happens is the vinegar kind of thickens and coagulates in the milk. You can let it be a little bit. So this is gonna add a little bit of acidity to our little biscuit. To this, I'm gonna add 1 egg. And I'm gonna mix that up. Yep. Carefully. All right, that's done. So before I add my liquid, I want to add the butter, which is a big important part in cheese biscuit because it's often called butter biscuit. So in here I have half a cup of butter that I have already cubed up, and so it's going to be easy to mix up. I hear some whistling. So what I'm doing now is I'm mixing it up. If you want to use like a pastry cutter, you can. Otherwise, you're using your hand to break down even more the butter that was cold, and I'm breaking it up so that and often I just like rub it between my hands, and I'm making like a coarse meal texture that I'm looking for. You don't want to melt your butter, because then you want in your dough to have little chunks of butter, and that's gonna make your dough more flaky. And so that's what this is about. Some recipe add more butter than that. I went for a medium. Like some had a little less, some had more, so I went for in between, depending on how much you like it to be buttery. Butter adds flavors, but also moisture, not so dry. So I keep on doing this until I have the texture. So you see I'm rubbing between the more the butter gets warm, the easier it is to rub in. Don't want people with hot hands just just melt the butter away. I don't want big chunks, I want something little bits. I'll show you what it looks after. I guess if you don't have butter and you only have margarine, you could definitely do that. But margarine, it's gonna be, you're not gonna be really doing this the same way because it's softer and at room temperature. It doesn't get as cold as butter. So it's gonna be stickier, doughier, so it's gonna have a different texture. So you have to watch out for that. But it is possible to do that for sure. Make sure your margarine is really cold. But it won't take as much time, I think, with margarine to get all that incorporated. So there is a little bit of lumps, but it's mostly all incorporated. So next we're gonna add the liquid. And we're just gonna pour that in. Oops, actually we're supposed to add the cheese first. I'm gonna add the cheese also. Not gonna make a big difference. Guess you would add the cheese, stir it up, and then add your liquid. But it's working good. So I have all my ingredient in there right now. So this is gonna make dough that I want. So it's coming, I'm gonna use a knife here. Just take off. When it gets thicker, it's kind of hard to use a spoon or a spatula to mix. I'm just gonna put this in my hand, still in the bowl. Right, so we have a ball of dough. Next, we're gonna roll it out before cutting it. Got flour a little bit on my board. I'm gonna dump my dough and I'm gonna go grab my rolling pin. Ta-da! The first at Community Kitchen, introducing the rolling pin. So I want to roll this up. I don't want to overwork my dough because it's gonna get stiffer. So I'm just trying to make some kind of rectangle shape with this because I'm just gonna cut it straight from this. I'm not gonna take a cookie cutter to make a certain shape, which you could do. If you say you're with your kids and they're like heart shape, you could use a cookie cutter and do heart shape, but then you would have to reassemble the left over and restart it again. And I'm just trying to get a thickness of about 3/4 of an inch, something like that. And I'm kind of shaping it more into a rectangular that's even, so that my piece when I'm gonna cut is gonna be even. Right, take a look. Right, ready to cut. So I'm gonna take this square rectangle and I'm gonna cut it in how many pieces I want. I'm gonna aim here for 12 pieces. So cut by 4 by 3. If you want super big biscuit, you can make it much bigger. You can have like 2 by 4, like it would give you 8. I'm aiming for a side dish. I don't want too big of a size. So, and next, got my pan here, placed in. You can, if you want, like readjust the shape a little bit. Don't work it too much. It's gonna be fine. Biscuits are not expected to have a perfect shape, not in my house. Some are gonna be a bit bigger than the other. It's okay. People have different appetite. And before I put them in the oven, I'm going to brush them with an egg wash. So I have 1 egg in here, just an egg, and I'm beating it up. So that's gonna allow the topping to have a nice little brown crust. You could also like do melted butter, like after they're cooked, you melt butter and you brush that on top also. I'm just gonna do this way. I find that the egg wash often helps to puff things rush. Make sure you keep the egg wash on the pieces. Try to least possible on the parchment paper, just to allow the rising to be a little bit better. All right, they're all brushed, put in the oven. So I'm gonna put it for 20 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna put it 15 minutes. I'm gonna take a look and maybe add another 5 minutes, depending if it's cooked enough. So that was easy peasy. We'll just wait for the result in a few seconds. Seconds for you, 20 minutes for me. So that's it, that's our final product. It took 15 minutes to cook those ones. And yes, there's one missing, I did eat it, it's good. I was thinking also if you wanted to, for the mixture of cheese, if you want, this was just a plain kind of marble cheese, but you could have added some Parmesan cheese, some stronger cheese to have more flavor, or maybe even like a little bit of hotness, like cayenne or something like that, if you like that. But otherwise, really good, and I hope you get to try it. See you next time.